Say good evening, everybody. This is Vitaly at Firestorm Records, and this is a real hard video to make. So I smoke, and I've lit me a cigarette. If you don't smoke, don't ever start. It's a bad habit. I'll put that in there right now. There will be some profanity in this video as well. So if you're real delicate or whatever, go ahead and leave now. Run on over to the Disney Channel or the Obama Channel or whatever it is that you want to do. This won't be for you. If you're not 100% serious about making it in the music business, then again, you might want to leave as well. Go watch the Nitty channel or whatever. Because first off, I'm not a bakery. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And the title of the video is "So You Think You're Ready for a Manager?" It's going to be so much more than that. I'm going to try to cover a bunch of little bases in this video as fast as I can, and part of it may even come across as a rant, and that's fine, because there's nothing that pisses me off more than having somebody send me a message saying that they need a manager and that they want me to manage them, and then I go check them out, and no, they don't need a manager. They're not even ready for a manager. Manager would imply that you've got enough going on in your music career that you need somebody to help you manage it. If you've got nothing going on and you're just starting out, then you really probably don't need a manager. Some of you also confuse manager with sugar daddy. I'm not a sugar daddy. In the 5 years that I've been working in music, from this end of it, I've never met anybody that would want to be a sugar daddy too. That's not saying that I haven't wasted a bunch of money. So I'm fixing to tell you what I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars learning the hard way. If you're not out gigging and performing 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week, you're probably not ready for a manager. If you don't have a fan base of 30, 40,000 fans, you're probably not ready for a manager. If you don't have an album out, you're probably not ready for a manager. As a matter of fact, most record labels won't even talk to you until you've already been out doing the shows and gigging, and the EP or the LP's already out, and you established a large following. And by large, I mean 70 to 100,000 people. I don't mean 2 or 3,000. There are a few exceptions. We will cover those exceptions later on in the video, and so pay real close attention when I say exceptions. That's where you're going to hear the exceptions. Like I said, there's nothing that pisses me off more than to have somebody tell me that they need a manager and they want me to manage them, and then when you go check them out, they have absolutely nothing going on. So let's cover that part. Because one of the common things I hear, and I don't care if they're 13 or 50, oh, I don't have the means. Horseshit. If you live, especially if you live in America, I don't care if you're 13 years old or if you're 50. I don't care where you live. You've got the means. Demos. It doesn't have to be a $10,000 recording. This is a little high end, but this is an 8-channel audio interface. You can pick them up used on eBay all day long for $350. $350, I will ship this one to you. If you're just a singer and you play acoustic guitar, then the reality is all you probably need is a 2-channel interface, and you can pick up a brand new one for a $100 bill. Plug in the guitar in one, the microphone in the other, hook it up to your computer, and there you go. If you can't afford to buy Cubase or Nuendo or any of that, Audacity is free. Download it, work on it, get you some good demos. Uh, like I said, they don't have to be a $10,000 multi-million-dollar studio recording, just decent. Video. Uh, a video of you playing in your living room, yeah, it'll give you an idea that you can sing or whatever, but it's not all there is to it. You need to be out gigging. Again, I don't care if you're 13 or 50, and you tell me that you can't book a show, I'm going to tell you horse shit. Okay, we'll start 13 years old. If you live in any major city, they've got public transportation. You can call the pizza houses, you can call the coffee shops, the bistros, whatever. Talk to them, send them links to your video, send them links to your demo. They may not pay you to come in and perform, but they may let you set out a tip bucket and play. As long as you make enough money to cover your bus fare or whatever, you're good to go, because all you're trying to do is build up a resume. Where do you put that resume? Truck your little ass over to Reverb Nation, create you an artist page, get your demos up, link your videos. Down there where it says shows, when you're going out gigging, put your shows in there. There's your resume. Build it up. You can sit there and you can have all the desire in the world, or you can tell me that music means the world to you. You can tell the whole wide world that music means. Don't tell us, show us. You'd be surprised how many people I've heard sit there and tell me the exact same thing that you've told me, and they've went nowhere. You can talk about it all day long. Don't talk about it. Go do it. Don't tell me you can't go do it, or that you don't have the means, because I'm going to be the first one to call horseshit. I'm going to cut the video right here. Well, actually, I'm going to cut the video here in just a second, but I'm going to include a picture to my Reverb Nation, my Facebook, my Twitter, and my IMDb page. And I'm going to cut the video right here. Okay, I hope you looked real close at the pictures, because I wanted you to see the fan and everything, and I wanted you to see my resume on IMDb. Didn't anybody go out there and do that for me? I went and did it myself. Ugly old me, suffering from rosacea, missing my teeth. I did that. Working 18 to 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's what it takes. If you're not willing to do that, you're not going to make it in the music business. The whole point of that is you see how I am tonight. My teeth are bad. I've got rosacea. I'm ugly. I'm old. If I can do it, you can too. The whole deal, this isn't to discourage you. I'm hoping I can light a fire under your ass and get you to get out there and do it. And a lot of you might think, well, you've had all this, all that. No. If you go look at everything that I've accomplished it since January of this year. For 5 years, I spent all my time doing this for other artists, and went through my life savings to the point that I was broke. And I'm like, okay, I'll show you how it's supposed to be done. Started out in January, and as you can see, in January I had 120 fans on Reverb Nation. I now have 70,000. I didn't even have an actor's page up on Facebook in January. I put that up later. I'm now at 20,000 something fans. My Twitter, I've had it for a long time, but I didn't use my Twitter. And April or May, I had 40 people follow me on Twitter. I now have 38,000 something people follow me on Twitter. And that's what it takes. I mean, You literally have to work at it every. And when I talk about Reverb Nation fans and Facebook likes and Twitter followers, that doesn't mean run out there to Fame Burst or any other of them sites that do this and go buy song plays and Facebook likes and Twitter followers and all that, because I can go look at your page and in 30 seconds I'll know if you've done that or not, and so can the major labels. And if I think for 1 second that you're buying Facebook likes or Twitter followers or song plays or whatever, I ain't got no more time for you, and neither will they, and that's a fact. You're not fooling me, and you're not fooling anybody else. That being said, you ask, well, how do I get Twitter followers and Facebook and all that? Well, Reverb Nation's a social network just like Facebook or Twitter. Work it like a social network. You go out there and start doing them little gigs and shows. Get you some business cards printed up with your social networks on it, Facebook link, Twitter link, Reverb Nation page, and pass them out. Go to SoundCloud, create a page on SoundCloud. One of the things you can do on Reverb Nation is put up a couple of tracks for download only if they click the fan button. Go do the shows and say, hey, if you'll go over to Reverb Nation, you can click the fan button and download these songs for free. Build a real fan base. For your older people that have a car and can drive, don't play the same old places. Start moving out to the other towns and cities, whatever that you can afford to go to. Even if all you do is make enough money to pay for the trip, that's what you have to do. For those of you that are able to do that, you can have CDs made by Bob's Replication out of California, 100 CDs delivered to your door for like $180. Probably the best deal out there. You can get T-shirts made. Sell merchandise at your little gigs to help cover the cost, because sometimes the gig itself doesn't pay enough to cover the expenses. That's where the merchandise comes in. There's just so much to it that you have to do. Once you've started doing this and building everything up, if you're any good, the odds are that a label will pick you up. There's no guarantees. Even if a label never picks you up, you can still make a good living at music. Doing I know a guy that lives in Nashville now. He's from Texas. He has a circuit. It goes from Nashville all the way up into Missouri, from Missouri back down into Georgia, back up into Nashville, over into West. It just and he's out on the road 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, sometimes 7. Sometimes he's home 3 or 4 days, but he's constantly working, and he's not like famous, but he makes a real good living doing what he wants to do, and that's what I'm talking about right there. If I'm not, for those that don't know, I eat, sleep, breathe music. I don't have a day job where I go out and punch in a clock and clock in. No, it's music or acting. That's it. There's no reason that somebody with a lot of talent can't make it in the music business today. Some of you are under this misconception that you can sing and carry a tune, and the big record labels are going to just jump all over you and sign you up and sign you to a multi-million-dollar deal if you get a couple of no. That's not going to happen. Like I said earlier, they won't even talk to you until you've already done all the hard work. This past quarter, album sales have hit an all-time low in the history of music. It's a fact. You can go look it up. They're not just going to sign you to a multi-million-dollar deal if you don't have something in the pot besides talent. Because the reality is, talent is more plentiful than salt, and hard work will trump talent any day of the week if talent's not working. That's a fact. Here's the living proof right here, because I am not the most talented person in the world. I'm just extremely hardworking. I am not afraid to roll these sleeves up and get to work. And that's what it takes to be successful in any business, but especially the music business. I do 3 to 5 shows a week, either performing or live sound or DJing, whatever I have to do to pay the bills and keep the doors open. Everything that I've got, and if you've seen the pictures and the other videos of all the equipment stuff, I got that one show at a time. One show at a time. The $5,500 camera that I'm using to film this on, I saved up one show at a time. Paid cash for it. Nothing was given to me. Nobody did it for me. I have a lot of y'all asking me to come do for you what I have done for me. And here's the deal with that. Like I said, I work 18 or 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You couldn't afford me. Would I be willing to help somebody out that proves to me that they're willing to put in the work? Yes, I would. But like I said earlier, managers don't work for free. Agents don't work for free. I'm sure enough not going to work for free. I've spent all the money I'm going to spend out of my pocket to, trying to help people, only to have them fall by the wayside because they didn't take it as serious as they said they would. And before any of y'all make fun of my teeth, all that money was spent promoting other artists. This year I'm taking care of my teeth. I've got one little album out, and it's on over 200 sites worldwide. You know, it's just a little instrumental. It's nothing special, but every penny off of that, every time it sells, that money goes into the kitty, and when it builds up, I pick out an artist or a band that I think deserves the help, and I spend that money helping them. So when you see me sharing my links, promoting my album, that's what it's for. My money, I don't put it back in my pocket and pay myself a big fat paycheck like a lot of people do. You won't see me rolling around in a Mercedes-Benz on 22-inch wheels and blah, 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 blah. The pickup that I drive is almost 20 years old, 250,000 miles on it. The Expedition that I drive is 12 years old with almost 200,000 miles on it. But here's the thing, they're paid for. We call this the Shack. And the Shack's actually pretty famous. You'll see people talking about it on Facebook all the time, and here on Twitter and everything else. We call it the Shack. But here's the thing, the Shack's paid for. It allows me to take the money that I make and put it right back into music. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't need that big mansion on the hill. I don't need that $150,000 Mercedes. I don't need any of that. All my kids are grown. Me and my wife are happy the way we are. We went from that 4,000 square foot home with all the bills and stuff. We're a lot happier here in the Shack. We don't have the worry that goes along with trying to pay for $1 million home. And I don't care if you're 13, I don't care if you're 50, you have the means to do what you need to do to better promote yourself. If you're 13 years old or whatever, the lady down the street would gladly pay you to mow her yard for 10, 20 bucks if she thought it was going to a good cause. Don't tell me you don't have the money to do it. If you're 50, same thing. You can find something to do to move yourself forward, to get your video made or get your audio recorded. You won't get any sympathy from me when you sit there and say I don't have the means. Because like I said, everything I've got doing it one show at a time. And that's the end of my rant. All that being said, if I think that A, you're talented, and B, that you're serious about putting in the work that it takes to do it, I don't mind trying to help you as best I can. But don't expect me to work for free either. Uh, this is Vitali here at Firestorm Records and Studios, and y'all have a good evening.